You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash Report.
Shout out to the fan. Appreciate y'all for being in this episode of Ring Kings Boxing. I'm Big Q. Got another one for you, man. How about this one, man? You want to talk about a blast from the past? Pac-Man and Floyd Mayweather rematch to be a, quote, real fight, end quote. Will Floyd put his professional record on the line against Pac-Man for a second time? We can only see the bonus of Pacquiao returning to the ring early this year to fight a welterweight belt was additional effort to dangle the strap before Floyd Mayweather Jr. for a rematch of their most lucrative prize fight ever. Pacquiao draws against Mario Barros, and actually I had him winning that fight, him beating Mario Barros, and Pac-Man advanced age still in there, willing to put his ring on his record on the line and fight good fighters. And really, I thought Pac-Man beat him, but in the end it is. But the performance is strong enough to lure Mayweather to the discussion table. Perhaps we know Floyd reportedly is dealing with money issues, and him going back to trying to at least get some of the bag he potentially could get with a fight between Pac-Man and himself would be interesting, man. We've heard Floyd against Mike Tyson, which is one of the stupidest fights I've ever heard in my life, which is totally ridiculous. But in the end, man, it's an exhibition fight, and it makes no sense to me. But in the end, do it for real, right? A report by The Ring, one of the officials connected to the situation, told Boxing Scene, shout out to Boxing Scene who did cover this story, that indeed talks have been stirred between the two Hall of Famers. Later Monday, Pacquiao told Boxing Scene he intends for the bout to be, quote, a real fight, end quote. The Ring reported Netflix is interested in Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather too. Mayweather's 48 early this year announced his intent to fight former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson in the 2026 exhibition. And Pacquiao has been in talks for late January about a bout against WBA welterweight champion Rolly Romero. The Pacquiao Romero bout would be shelved if Mayweather-Pacquiao 2 discussions can spawn an agreement, the official says. But who knows with these guys? You have to move mountains to get these two giant egos to agree. Mayweather defeated Pacquiao by unanimous decision back in 2015 in MGM back in Las Vegas, and they had drawn a record 4.6 per view buys and generated more than $600 million in revenue for that fight. I'm surprised Floyd didn't pitch this earlier. Afterward, Pacquiao revealed he fought through a training camp shoulder injury that required surgery. He has longed for a second crack at Mayweather, telling Boxing Scene before the Barrios bout he was confident that putting on a strong showing would renew conversations with the pair. That has now happened, but the boxing world witnessed when both men were primed for a showdown in 2010, yet didn't fight until a half-decade later. Striking a deal could prove problematic. If Turki Al-Ashik, and I don't know if Turki Al-Ashik would even be involved in this, if you're talking about doing it for real, because the man ain't in it for no exhibition fights. If you're going to do it for real, come out of retirement, Floyd, and put your O on the line against Pac-Man. People would respect that because that's a real fight. It's not an exhibition. We won't see exhibition fights. Hell, we'll watch Jake Paul and the YouTube crew put on fights like that. If we won't see really good or retired fighters past their prime. But if that's the case and Mayweather stays in great condition, Pac-Man is still fighting. This could be a bout that could be interesting only if they do it for real, right? So what do you guys think about this, man? I know Pac-Man has tried to get some revenge on Mayweather for a while. Mayweather said no, but Mayweather pockets might be hurting right now. Like I said, he'd been having some issues monetarily speaking, and maybe, I don't know if they get $600 million for the second fight, because Pac-Man's well respected, man. Matter of fact, didn't he get elected for vice president of his country or something like that? Something like that, man. Y'all let me know in the chat. But anyway, what would you guys pay for a Pac-Man and Mayweather Part 2 fight? Now, I would go for this. This to me, I like this fight for real. Also, my favorite fight right now would be Mayweather for real against Terrence Crawford. He did a little join and all that. They're doing some join and he's still in good shape. I would like to see that one for real, but only for real. No exhibition. But anyway, with that being said, y'all put in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel. Pac-Man and Mayweather 2. How would y'all feel about that? Thoughts and comments in the section below, and let me know how you feel. I'm Big Q. Ring Kings Boxing, man. We up in this thing, keeping it keeping the real deal about the fight game, man. Listen, we're going to holler at you on another one. Much love. Peace.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.